All right. Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining us today. We're here to do our monthly market update and update you on what's happening in the market here in Indianapolis. I'm here with Bob Woerner, and my name's Hannah Perkey. And we're just going to share a little bit about October stats and what you can maybe take from that. So go ahead, Bob, and let us know what happened in the local housing market in October.
Yeah, let's just jump right in. We've been doing this for a while now, so I think anyone that kind of joins us is used to the format. But first up is that median sales price. So our local area ended at 295 for the month ending October. That was up just a little bit over this time last year, 2.8%. So we definitely seem to be falling back into that, roughly 2.5 to 5%, 3 to 6% kind of annual growth. So kind of in line with what we normally see in our market outside of those kind of COVID years where everything was a little crazy. Next up is that cumulative days on market. And so this is the median number of days. So in October, we were at 17. That is up almost 31% over last year. So while that seems like a big percentage, it's the difference between 13 days and 17 days. But we're definitely seeing the number of days on market increase right now. And similarly, that month supply of inventory. So again, a balanced market is usually considered about maybe a 4 to 5 month supply of inventory in that range. We have been right around 2 months now for most of the year. So we ended October at 2.1 months supply of inventory, which was almost even with where we were last year at this time with a 2 month supply. Next up is that average, what we call list price to sales price ratio. So on average, homes in our market are still selling for 98% of list price, which was just down a little tick from last year where we ended at 98.2.
Okay, very good. All right. So what other items have you been tracking to really watch the shifting market conditions?
Yeah, so once we kind of got out of that, 2022 timeframe and started to see the market change a little bit, we started tracking some additional things, as you mentioned. First up is that active inventory. So that's also what increases that month supply of inventory. But we hadn't crossed 5,000 for a while, but I think this is either our third or fourth month in a row where we have been above 5,000. So that's kind of one threshold. If you go back to 2016, you can see we were at like 10,000. So we're still nowhere near there, but that is up 14% over last year. So a little bit more inventory out there. Along with that, our closed sales volume went up, right? More houses are for sale. That likely means you're going to have some more closings as well. So that was up 10% over last year. And then we look at the number of new listings. Again, there's more active inventory, which means we've probably had more listings. So the number of new listings in October was just a little bit under 3,500 units. So that was up 11% over last year. And then the last one we kind of take a look at in this category is just the number of the percent of homes that are closing above list price. So that keeps coming down. Good news for buyers, maybe a little less appetizing for sellers. But again, if you price something right, keep in mind that we're still selling for 98% of list price. It's just the number of homes selling above list price has gone down pretty significantly. So still 15%. But that is down 21% over last year when we were at 19.7. And, if we go back just a couple of years here, you can see these couple big marks in the summer of 21 and 22 when like half the homes were selling for over list price. So it's still happening, right? Real estate is definitely hyper local. And these are averages from a big 16 county area in central Indiana. So it's obviously always very dependent upon where you're looking. But we seem to be, a little bit more in line with what the list price is kind of what we're seeing homes sell for a little bit more frequently now.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thanks for that information. All right. So interest rates. I know there was a big pause from a lot of buyers as they waited for our events earlier this month. So tell us what's happening with interest rates right now and what you're seeing trending there.
Yeah, so we've kind of been in this up down thing for let's go back to early October. So early October, we were kind of in the very high fives, low sixes for an average, and then we kind of gone up down, up down. So again, this is kind of the nationwide average. It's pulled once a week, so this is data from last Thursday, but that 30-year fixed average was 6.79. That's up about 0.67 of a percent from when we did this same review last month. So we haven't seen it climb back over 7 yet. You can see here a little bit of a spike. Again, this goes back to early October. So basically each week we've kind of been increasing a little bit. The only thing I think maybe to keep in mind is that this time last year we had gotten pretty close to 8%. So we're still down basically a full point from where we were at this time last year. And I think maybe the next 30 to 60 days, we'll kind of see if we start to come back down some, if we'll start to kind of level off. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I try to read a lot of information, gain a lot of knowledge. I haven't seen anything that suggests that they anticipate, climbing into the sevens, but, we are finished with our elections now. The Federal Reserve has dropped that interest rate another 1/4 of a point recently. There's probably some of the economic reports coming out. So I think over the next 30 to 60 days, we'll kind of see where we land.
Okay, awesome. All right, any final thoughts to wrap us up with today?
Yeah, just always try to find something. I feel like I've shared this similarly before, but this outfit, kind of replays this number new every year. And that's just that net worth gap between homeowners versus renters. And it just seems to keep growing and growing and growing. Obviously, these are averages and across the entire country, but the average net worth for a homeowner is just a little bit under $400,000. And the average net worth for a renter is just a little over 10,000. So it's like a 40-time difference. So pretty significantly, difference in net worth there. So just one of those things to keep in mind, right? If you've maybe been sitting on the fence a little bit, you've been thinking about buying, or your rent's been increased 20% again this year, and you realize that's finally the time to maybe, put a plan in place, just reach out. Let's get in touch. You could be 6 months from buying, 3 months from buying, 9 months from buying. In my opinion, it never hurts to start the conversation. Sometimes there may be some things we find out when we get started that will help put you in a better position in 6 months, even if you think it's going to be 6 months away. So I know a lot of people kind of plan for the next year at the end of the last year that we're in here. So we're in Q4. Just probably about 6 or 7 more weeks left in the year. And so if that's kind of on your agenda, let's connect and get some time to get together and talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's a great ending. So we'll be here if you need anything. We'll put contact info in the comments, and we hope you have a great rest of the week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.